Okay, people, it's that time of the year. We're coming into festive, soos hulle sê die kap is Hollands. So it's Christmas parties, it's New Year's parties, it's festivities. So who's the people that matters the most in my life at this point besides the doctors? Would be our local butchery. So let's see what it is that we require from our local butchery. Steaks to our tender cuts. Cold meat to crispy, quality, tasty and affordable. To our in-house deli. The choice is classic. From your patty burgers to your bravos, done your sausage and plasvos. Your stocked up freezers, frozen veg, pastries, pies, samosa dips, braai sauces, mighty meal pies. So what we're doing in Classic today is we brought in a special guest and we're going to take one of their tender cuts and we're going to put it to the test. Classic Butchery Westgate Mall.
Guys, we're looking for the best cut of meat to use for our steak sandwiches, either sirloin or a rump. One with a lot of fat, a lot of marbling, that's where you want to, that's where all the flavor is. So, best cut for the best, you want to do the best, you have to prepare for the best, and it starts right here.
It's coming to you from Westgate Mall in Mitchell's Plain, Classic Butchery. We've got Chef Keanan over here from Keanan's Kitchen, and he's going to put them to the test because Classic says they got good meat going over here, so we're going to put that to the test. So it's not just about us telling you about it, it's for Chef himself. So I'm going to hand over to Chef Keanan, he's going to prepare us a couple of things. So your audience, Panya.
Cool.
I'm out of your shoot.
Thank you so much. Away. So today we're going to be compiling one of something that's very easy, as near and dear to me. Steak sandwich, something that's very simple, but you need good quality ingredients to make a good quality dish. So the hero of our dish today is the stock, this prime sirloin steak we have here. The reason why I asked him to cut some of the fat on the sirloin is the fat gives you the flavor, so we're going to be rendering this down, we're going to season it. And we first letting it get to room temperature. The reason why we cook our steak at room temperature is you get an even heat distribution throughout the steak, throughout the protein. So if you take your steak as ice cold and you put it in a hot pan, you're going to get a good sear on the outside, but you're not going to cook it throughout. So cooking tip number one, cook your steak at room temperature, okay? Cool. Next thing you're going to need, you need to season your steak very aggressively. So coarse salt, coarse pepper, good quality olive oil, massage it into your steak. Get your steak well seasoned before you put it in the pan. Right, let's start. So we're going with a little bit of olive oil on the inside of the steak. Make sure that it's covered nicely. Don't be shy. That's enough. So we're going to close the olive oil for now because we don't need it anymore. Black pepper. Salt, lots. Tap that in, work it in. Same thing on the other side. Salt and pepper, so we go salt. Generous, and then we go pepper. Don't be scam as that armor. Don't be scam on the salt and pepper, scam as that arm. So then you pack it in, right? Like really rub it in, make sure it's seasoned all around. And I'm going to show you a magic trick now. Giving the fat a bit of a score. Right, and here we go. These are two sirloin steaks prepped, ready for the pan, well seasoned, ready to go. Away. Okay, so the steaks are prepped. Time to preheat our pan. A little bit of olive oil. Once the oil starts moving, it's a clear indication that your pan is hot enough that you can generously or gently put your steaks in. It's not it's all about finesse. You know, you treat your meat with respect. Okay, so talk to us about the pan, the temperature.
Okay, the thing about the pan is you don't want your pan too hot. Okay, if your pan is smoking or your oil is smoking, it means your pan is too hot. So you just want a good sear. So you want good caramelization and seal all the juices on your steak or whatever meat you're using in general.
So now my pan's getting nice and warm, so I can turn my heat slightly down. And when you put your steak in, you always put the steak in away from you, right? Check it out. Always put it away from you. We'll get a sear on first. And once it's seared nicely, then we can start rendering the fat on the sides. It's quite big steaks and it's quite small pan, so we're going to do one steak at a time. So as you can see, I'm not doing too much to the pan. I'm letting the pan do the work for me. Just let the pan do the work, get a good sear. In about 2.5 to 3 minutes, then you turn it around. Caramelize both sides away. Besides getting a good sear on the pan, we need to finish it off. So what we will be using is some lovely garlic, whole garlic. We got some fresh thyme, we got some rosemary. And once our steaks are seared on both sides, we're going to use some plain butter, the garlic and the herbs, and we're going to paste it until we get to a nice rare, medium rare. And then we'll let it rest and slice up our sandwiches. So let's have a look at our steak. That is what you want. Look at that. Remember, no color means no flavor. You see all that caramelization? That is what you want ideally from any steak. Away. Once again, let the pan do the work. Don't mess around with it. Just leave it. Let it be. Make sure there's a good amount of oil on there. And get a good sear.
Chef Keanan, question. I see you got different cutting boards.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
So,
Is
each cutting board is made for different things. A red cutting board is for raw, red meat. So whether it's beef, whether it's game, whether it's lamb, on a red cutting board. Any fruits or veg, that's done on a green board because that prevents cross-contamination, especially in the food industry. Us as culinary professionals, we don't use wooden boards because with a wooden board, when you cut into it, the blood seeps into it. When you use vegetables on the same board, that's how cross-contamination happens and that's how a lot of people get sick. So each color is segregated for each different thing.
amazing. Thank you for that, chef.
So one of the components that is going with the steak sandwich is an onion marmalade. Onion marmalade is very simple. I'm using red onions because red onions are a lot sweeter, right? And I like the color. Also, we're going to be needing some sugar, white sugar, apple cider vinegar. I prefer apple cider vinegar because it's got a lot more fruity flavor. 2 whole sticks cinnamon and a few star anise. So before we start slicing our onion or anything, we need to roast off our whole spices. The reason why we roast off our spices is it releases more of the essential oils of that spice. So star anise, stick cinnamon, it tastes great, but if you toast it, it tastes even greater. Away. Dry roast, so you watch it closely. You start with your onions. For onion marmalade, your onions don't have to be like super fine. But if you wanted to marmalade quicker, there's the best thing to do. So I'm going to use about 3 medium onions. You see what I mean, Ibi?
Talk to me about that knife, chef.
This is a Japanese style knife known as a bunka from one of my sponsors, Scanlan Knives. Shout out to Frederick Scanlan. So basically, it's got 2 different types of steel. So the majority of the knife is made of stainless steel, and the black blade is carbon steel. The reason why Frederick used carbon steel is it's a much softer compound of steel, so you can make a much finer and refined and super sharp edge away.
Let's see that knife in action, bro. Let's see him in action.
If it's not a Scanlan knife, then it's not the real thing. Away. Okay, cool. So our whole spices, our star anise, our stick cinnamon's been lightly toasted. Like I said, get the aromatics out. So we got our onions. We're just gonna give our onions a quick slice.
Oh, that's precision cutting now, eh?
Nah, it's easy peasy, man. Nothing fancy, just some sliced onions, you know what I mean?
For you, yeah.
Good knife makes your life a lot easier, yeah.
There we go. Give another shout out to
Scanlan Knives, Frederick Scanlan. Give him a follow on Instagram and Facebook at Scanlan Knives.
There we go. Guys, please remember we are Classic Butchery. out in Westgate Mall, Mitchell's Plain. We're putting their meat to the test. They say they got a good product. We've got Chef Keanan here from
Tasting
Keanan's
it.
Kitchen. He's going to test it, show the people that tattoo on that harmony and what we represent. There we go.
I'm not in this for specs and bunches, in it for life.
There we go. There we go. I love the positive vibes, but the energy is amazing.
Okay, so heat's back on. Onions are sliced. And then we're just going to transfer our onions into our pan. Lekker easy. Right, these onions are ready. Are you ready for the pan?
So you threw the onions in with the
Spices.
roasted spice.
Roasted the spices first.
Yeah.
Get the flavor of the spices, the oil of the spices in the pan. So when you toss your onions through that, the flavor of the straw anise and the 6 cinnamons will incorporate into your onions a lot quicker.
Awesome.
So give it a gentle little.
I like that flip. I tried, but it doesn't work for me.
It's practice, man, repetition.
Okay, don't worry.
If you keep doing things the whole time, it becomes easier. The more and more you do something, the easier it becomes.
I also noticed you're very always on with the surface cleaners and things. Right?
Yeah, you gotta keep it clean.
There we go.
So now while I'm waiting for this to cook down, so this basically needs to caramelize. Once it caramelizes or once it cooks down, I'll deglaze it. Deglaze it basically means, as a chef term, we're scratching all the flavor loose from the bottom, so all the caramelization. And I'm gonna reduce it with the vinegar and the sugar. Then I'll adjust the seasoning with some salt and pepper, as always, standard operating procedure. They got my hook while they saw salt and pepper. I say, let's see. Keep it humble. So while I'm waiting for that, I'll start slicing my tomatoes. See, I just core them like this. While I'm waiting, you know what I mean?
I love cooking, and I must tell you, I've never ever cored a tomato. I always slice it one section away.
Why?
I don't know. That's just how we know. So guys,
The sharpest part of your knife, for anybody that doesn't know,
yeah,
that's the sharpest part of the knife. Why is that the sharpest part of the knife? Because that's the part of the knife that hardly gets used. Everybody uses the bottom half.
Okay.
That's why the bottom half always goes blunt first. Use this part, you see with the punka, it's super sharp because this is made for precision cutting. So I mean,
there we go, guys. Some great tips from Chef Keanan as well. Please
look
remember,
how easy
Chef
slices of tomato.
Chef Keenan's a qualified chef. He's a pro.
Smell that?
You're very cautious. I smell it. I smell it, and I fully understand what you're talking about, the spices.
Yeah. Let the pan do the work for you.
Okay.
Don't work hard, work smart. Stuff's ready and the other stuff's ready. You just like wine. Okay, cool. So our onions got liquor caramel flavor. Look at that. It's caramelized. All the sugars that's already in the vegetable, when you put it low and slow, you bring out all the sugar. So you don't need to add sugar. Let the pan do the work for you again. Now we're going to deglaze apple cider vinegar because there's liquor fruity going around. Now get all of that flavor loose. See that? Shake it loose like guava juice. That's it.
Here we go.
Kind of beetje suiker. It's an onion marmalade, so it needs to be balanced, it needs to be sweet, it needs to be acidic, and it needs to be salty. It needs to be liquor, of course.
I would think that's the aim of the day.
That's good to go. Now we're turning. Ready? Look at this. Ready? That's what you want. A good crust. That flavor. Remember, no color means no flavor. You need to cook that steak down. Only turn it once. Let the pan do the work for you. Don't work hard, work smart. You talk. It is called love. So klein na beetje liefde. We're not in the taxi now. We're in the kitchen. We do love. That's how we do love. Okay, so now reduce the heat. You know your onion marmalade is ready when it becomes syrupy. So the liquid starts reducing and all the sugars absorb, the salt and the pepper, and your onions become translucent. If you're not sure what translucent means, it means you can see through it. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna start finishing all our steaks. One of the main things is we're gonna go rosemary. We're gonna go thyme, fresh rosemary, fresh garlic, don't be scum. Then we're gonna put in knobs of unsalted butter. So remember, you already seasoned your steak, so you don't wanna over baste it. And all you need is a nice spoon. Right, get your steak on there. And then we're just gonna start basting. Once the butter starts melting, so all the flavor of your garlic, your rosemary, your thyme is going onto that steak. Look at that. Look at that. And you just keep basting, just smell those herbs.
Do that again.
That's what you want. So you just salt your pan like this and you just baste it. That is beautiful.
So you're not going to turn it, you just base it.
Yeah, you just baste it. So you see that go for ready? Look at that. That's a lick. Look at that. You got about a medium rare in here and you got a lick rare on this one.
So when you press it, you can more or less gauge it.
Yeah, because this is how you gauge. If you're not sure how to cook steak, you take your hand, put your two fingers together. That's well done. That's medium. That's medium rare. That's rare.
You joking.
If you don't know how to cook a steak, that's steak 101.
Okay, I never knew that.
I'm just saying you can't go wrong with that. Now you see the color of the marmalade, look at this. Look at that. It's starting to become translucent. Translucent means you can start seeing through it. The marmalade is going to be dope. So this steak, I'm going to put it at an angle. Why do you think I'm putting it at an angle?
So that it can run.
We're all on the same page. It's simple things that people oversee and makes you a dish, a good dish to a fantastic dish. It's simple things that you need to execute properly. The biggest tip I can give anybody is get a good pan and learn to cook your steaks at room temperature. If you're gonna cook steak and it's like a thick steak, take it out an hour before you cook it. 1 hour before you cook it, and all the enzymes and the proteins can cook evenly throughout your steak. Evenly, that's the way to go, okay? Okay, cool. So one of the components that's going on the steak sandwich is some fresh avocado. One of my favorite things is a good fat. It's essential fat that's good for your health and it's in season. So, remember, when things are in season, they taste better and they cost a lot cheaper. Because of the way the economy is going today, you have a bit more. Anyway, so use a spoon and just pull out your avo. So you get most of your avo out of your, see? I say. And then once the avo is done, we're going to start slicing it, season it, and get it ready for our sandwich. Ready for the next step, however. Okay, so I got my avos peeled. I'm going to get some fresh lemon juice here. The reason why we put lemon juice on the avocados and the reason why avocados get brown is when it's exposed to oxygen. It's a process called oxidation. So to prevent the oxidation, you add any acid to it. But first we're going to slice. Try to get it even slices. And then we fan. Slice and fan. Season, salt, pepper. So we scam is aram. There's to prevent the oxidation.
Chef, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna put that whole chunk on that.
Nah, can't eat it like that. Cool.
And the fat is there, eh?
Yep. Yum. Oh, it's a beautiful steak, eh?
Say that again.
It's a beautiful steak.
And
I
where
must
did we
say so
get it?
myself. We got a Classics Butcher. Yeah, Westgate Mall.
Here you go.
Classic steak. Support local.
Here we go.
So the moment the truth is finally here, all our prep is ready. Our steaks have been sliced, rested, everything is sexy. And we're going to start compiling our steak sandwich. So let's first go through all the components. Follow me. We got some lovely fresh here butter rolls that's been baked. We got some wild rocket. We got some fresh coriander, freshly sliced tomatoes, seasoned sliced avocados, and of course our hero, which is our sirloin steak, which has been cooked medium rare, rested and thinly sliced. And we're going to top it off with my famous onion marmalade. Away, let's go. First things first, we're going to start with avocado. Don't be shy on the avo. Because when you eat a steak sandwich, you want the layers of each of your components.
Oh, we're doing 3.
Yes.
Hey.
I'm going to cook all the steak for now. Give me gonna go
I
tomato.
see somebody's diving into the steak on the left over there.
Give me some going tomato. How's this looking so far, Evie?
It's looking amazing.
Give me gonna start going with our hero, which is our steak. Bring it a little bit closer for plating purposes.
A really fancy sandwich, eh?
Your first bite needs to be like your last bite. That's the main thing about making a good sandwich. Your first bite needs to be like your last bite. So you don't want to bite into a piece of steak here and in case it's the steak of the rest of your sandwich. Like find the steak and win R1 million. You do it nice or you do it twice. This is a steak sandwich. Keanan's kitchen style. With the meat provided by Classic. Away.
What style?
Classic style. Keanan's kitchen style. Here we go. Packet meat. Don't be scam, don't be scam, don't be scam, don't be scam, don't be scam. Right, now we got our meat pack. Next thing we're gonna go with is onion marmalade. Don't be shy, yeah? Don't be shy, yeah? Get that onion marmalade on there.
So earlier on you mentioned you don't need butter on there simply because you already have your avo on there.
Avocado is a perfect fat. That's a healthy fat that you need. Rocket gives more pepperiness. I love rocket. Rocket on a steak sandwich. It's a bomb.com.
Okay.
And in Keanan kitchen style, Danya, I don't use it. I abuse it.
Oh,
Don't couple feelings, couple that Danya. Oh, wait. Almost ready. Look at that. Look at that. Now that's a freaking steak sandwich, ik zeg. Don't couple feelings, couple lekker vuil dat. Away. Yo, Chef Keanan of Keanan's Kitchen here. It's time to testify. I'm right here in Classics Butcher in Westgate Mall. It's time to put the meat to the test. Remember, the chef is never more important than the ingredient. And our hidden ingredient here is an awesome steak provided by Classics Butcher here in Westgate Mall. Let's put it to the test. Testify.
Now, Chef Keanan, this is the moment where you tell us it doesn't taste good because you made it. You need to give us your opinion about the actual cut.
My bro. Yeah. This is what you call oval. Because it's a perfect balance of everything. The steak is the hero, the steak is well seasoned. But because the steak has been rested so long, it's super, super tender. It's literally like me biting into a savory marshmallow with color on the outside.
Is it a quality cut of
The
meat?
quality of the meat, that's how the meat is handled. Remember, the chef is never more important than the ingredient. Support your local business and come down to Classic.
Please get more. Mr. and Mrs. Palika, your turn to taste, right? So
That's what that is my brand. I chose my brand, I believe in it. You must bite your own sandwiches.
Yeah.
Get a photo, get a photo.
Very classic here, Mr. Imtiaz Palika. Let us go.
One guys, thanks to Keanan.
Chef Keanan, there we go.
Let's put it to the test.
Shukran.
We're going to get this bite in, eh? How come we're going to go so low? Okay, we don't hear about your meat, we want to hear about the taste from you.
Awesome, guys. Come down to Classic Meat Market. Let's get some of this. Great stuff. He's the man. He's a professional eater.
Now, well,
Woo! Would you like to taste it?
What is it?
It's a steak sandwich.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I was certainly gonna try that.
Go for it. And the meat is produced here. Huh? Here we go.
Huh?
Looks like Uncle also might need a serviette. It's a liquor bowl that Uncle don't feel bad.
happy? Taste it? Steak tender?
I can't say anything else.
Alright, we're just going to tell you a sirloin from Classic, eh?
You're definitely gonna need this before you buy.
Come on, dear Akila. Come on, dear Akila.
The famous again.
Here we go, dear Akila.
Famous Akila, yeah.
Is she a TikToker? Right, we want honest opinions, eh?
Yes, of course.
Nice. Like Classic, we should come.
You're most welcome, sir.
Let's see. Give it a bite. I'll let under you because it's going to come crashing down. There we go. There we go. Bite. Talk to me. Right, taste it. Is it there? Tell me, sure. You're blushing, you're redder than the tomatoes we put on there. You like it? Alright. I just want to ask you something. How often do you come to Classic Butchery?
Wow! Oh my God, it's the second day.
There we go. You see this butcher's fully renovated. Perfect cuts of meat, yeah. Thank you very much for your support. Enjoy that.
John! Your normal John walking in here.
Okay.
This John is a 5-star John. He knows high standards. This guy knows service. He knows food. He's been in the industry for years.
Right. John.
And he's very well respected. So whenever I had my events when I started, I would use his company to hire the waiters and all the service staff. This is the guy. This is the man.
John.
Really nice guy. John, prove me, bro. Don't go for feelings.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Chef. The fact that if he's into high-end foods like that, and he's walking into Classic Butchery, it must account for something.
It says a lot. That man knows good quality
There we
cuts. And he's from Mitchell's Plain. He supports local.
There we go.
Asi move.
Classic Butchery, always get more.
The balance, me, bro.
John, you happy? Okay, this is the new John the Legend. Okay.